Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. live. You can join the conversation by calling this phone number 0802-993-8365. It's dramatic and insightful. Don't miss it. Please join us. When we say
live from Abuja, the nation's capital. This is Matters Arising, coming to you from KAFTAN TV. Matters Arising is the flagship talk show of the station that features in-depth discussions and analysis of topical and trending national and international issues by our team of seasoned broadcast journalists. My name is Reuben Okala. Good evening.
My name is Maucauley, Hunohashi. I welcome our esteemed viewers to the program.
Okechukwu Onubogu here. Good to have you there.
We welcome you to today's show, which promises to be engaging and informative. Be a part of the conversation by calling the phone number 080-299-38365, which will be displayed on your screen in the course of the show. Gentlemen, this part of Abuja is, they call it Katape extension, and this from afternoon till now it has been raining, and remember when we are coming to this office, Okechukwu has to run, but it's a cool evening down here.
Yes, indeed, it is a cool evening. I remember it's rainy season, and you know the rains can scuttle a lot of things, but farmers are smiling because it provides them the latitude for them to till the land and, you know, sow whatever crop they want to sow. But you remember, Reuben, this evening we wanted to step out from the office.
Take a stroll, yeah.
Take a stroll to get something so that we can chew. But as we stepped out, we didn't carry any umbrella.
What?
We had to rush back.
Rush back to the office.
Yeah, so that's how rain can really scuttle a lot of plants that people have.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You people went out and it happened, yes. Even like, as Reuben said, when we were coming in, I had to, from the office to the studio, I had to run because there's not much hair in my head. So I wouldn't want to have this that would give me cold afterwards. So while I was in the vehicle, really coming earlier, the man with me in the vehicle happens to be a farmer.
Wow.
He was excited. And he said, oh, the farm will be great by tomorrow. I'll go to farm and it will be great. I said, you see, different strokes for different folks.
Exactly, exactly.
So me, I was...
Yeah, you go to your journey, but meanwhile, the farmer is smiling.
He's smiling and rejoicing over it.
Yeah, that's life. It's one of those things. While you're sad, some people are happy.
And rejoicing also.
That's life for you.
Yes.
Well, before I introduce our first topic of discussion, let's join Sifon Umor for a quick roundup of events and happenings in the polity. Over to you, Sifon.
This is the news roundup. President Bola Tinubu has approved the distribution of 50,000 naira uplift grant to 100,000 families as part of the National Construction and Household Support Program. A statement issued by the presidential spokesman, Ajurin Gilali, said the program is aimed at boosting agricultural productivity, strengthening the economy, and providing immediate economic relief for Nigerian households. In a related development, President Bola Tinubu has met with governors of the 36 states of the Federation and ministers over the new minimum wage and other economic matters. The meeting is part of the Tinubu's wider consultation with stakeholders to resolve the lingering minimum wage issue. Meanwhile, the Southern Governors Forum has called for the consideration of the ability of each state to pay the new minimum wage. In a 16-point communique issued after their meeting, the governors advocated that each state should be allowed to negotiate the new wage with the labor unions, as this would lead to the entrenchment of true fiscal federalism. The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has ordered the arrest of 2 officers of the agency for manhandling a female worker at a hotel in Lagos. A viral video circulating on the internet shows some EFCC operatives invading the hotel on June 27 at about 4 a.m. while guests were asleep. A statement by the spokesperson of the EFCC, Dele Oyewale, said Olukoyede has also ordered for a detailed investigation of the operations carried out at the hotel. A large section of the popular Karu market in the Federal Capital Territory has been gutted by fire, with goods and property worth millions of naira going up in flames. The acting director of the FCT Fire Service, Abiola Adebayo, who confirmed the incident, said that firefighters were deployed to the scene. Also, the FCT police, in a statement by its spokesperson, Josephine Ade, confirmed that policemen from 3 divisional headquarters were deployed to the scene to assist in extinguishing the fire. That is all on the news roundup. I am Sifon Omo.
Thank you, Sifon, for that story. Nigeria, the most populous country in Africa, with the potential to lead the economic. I take it again. Nigeria, the most populous country in Africa, with the potential to lead the continent's economic revival, has continued to grapple with an unprecedented economic problem never been seen in a generation. Rising inflation has led to price instability, leading to widespread hardship and hunger. Headline inflation stands at about 34%, while food inflation is about 40%. The Tinubu-led government has also continued to urge citizens to endure, saying that policies such as the removal of petroleum subsidies and the floating of the naira, which triggered the current economic crisis, are needed to ensure a more viable and stable economic future. Despite these assurances, the situation is not letting up, and Nigerians continue to groan under the weight of the ever-rising cost of living. I remember when President Tinubu went to Eagle Square to take over, one of the first things he said was, fuel subsidy gone. And few months down the lane, electricity tariff was increased. And believe you me, prices of things are not just rising, but they are skyrocketing. And a friend told me that he went to the market in the morning, priced some things. He said it's too much. Went back home, came back again. The price has doubled.
Yeah, you're right.
Gentlemen, that's the situation that we find ourselves.
Well, Nigeria is in a dire strait, because if you remember the rebasing of our GDP in 2013, it's been 11 years today. We overtook the entire African countries as #1 in terms of economy. But today, it may interest you to know that we are #4 behind Egypt and countries like South Africa. So the question we'll be asking is, what are the problems? And the problems are not far-fetched. They are basically economic policies. Economic policies that, are not people-friendly. And this is basically the cause of our headline inflation that you talked about, which is close to 34%, precisely 33.95%. And then food inflation of 40%, and food prices have shot through the roof, I must say, and it is foolhardy to keep repeating, because this is what we keep repeating every day. I feel so sad that every day we come on television, you open your television, say if we are not the ones talking on other TV networks, the problem is about Nigerians groaning.
That's right.
And it will seem to you as if these complaints are falling on deaf ears, and we have leaders that say they are compassionate, they are empathetic to the feelings of Nigerians. They came, into office campaigning on the mantra of renewed hope.
That's right.
Nigerians will tell you that they are yet to see any renewal of their hopes. So their hopes are dashed, and the economy is taking a nosedive. It's taking a downward spiral journey to a point of no return. And many Nigerians that live below poverty line have reached what can be said to be a cul-de-sac. And when you reach a cul-de-sac, there is no place for you to penetrate and move.
That's what
move forward.
And incidentally, Okechukwu handles our economic desk.
Yes.
And he'll tell us more how he goes to the market almost every day. So I think you should tell us more about rising cost of things.
I want to start this way. He that is down needs fear no fall. He that is low needs fear no fall. So our people have got to that level that they are already down. So any other fall, they don't even need to fear. You know why I had to sing this song? Because people are saying that the labor is asking for increase in the salary.
Minimum wage.
Minimum wage.
Living wage. I prefer to call it living wage.
No, okay, talk about that. Let's just say increase in
wages.
Yes. And then some other people are saying, if they give them all these things, there will be so much more inflation. Where will they fall other than where they already are? So there is nothing else they can go down to other than what they have gone. But I must tell you that death is increasing in the land as a result of lack. So many people don't even have food to eat these days. I want to talk of clothes to put on and all that. Yet, quite very few of people in Nigeria, a few of Nigerians are the ones eating up all the things. As I always want to mention when we come to talks on these financial matters, there is no middle class again in Nigeria. It is the top class
and the lower.
I think I agree with Okechukwu because the gap between the rich and the poor keeps widening. It is, in fact, it is a gulf.
Yes.
And
on a daily basis.
Many countries are moving towards egalitarianism, but in Nigeria we're moving towards separation, widening of the gap between the rich and poor. There is no more, like you said, there's no more middle class. Now, we used to belong to the middle class in this country, but it has completely been desecrated. It's been wiped out. So
exactly.
It is now the rich versus the poor. But there's a saying that one day the poor will not have anything to eat but the rich. So I don't wish that we get to that point.
I don't wish that we get to that point. And before we continue, let me let our viewers know that the lines are now open, and the number to call if you want to participate in the program is 080-299-38365. I take it again. It's displayed on your phone, on your screen. 080-299-38365. Okay, so before you say something, I remember something now. There's multivitamin I used to take.
Yes.
It used to be 1,000 naira about last month. I went for it last week. Is now 3,000 naira. And I'm wondering, people who are sick, how are they faring? Can they go back? How are they taking their drugs? That means, what we're now saying is that we should be expecting people to be dying anyhow. We don't pray so.
That's why I said that. I said there has been death. One painful thing about it is, just as Maucauley mentioned, the policies. The policies are biting so hard that the multinational companies, who are some of these drug companies, have almost all left Nigeria.
Okay.
Now,
I think we have our first caller.
Okay.
Hello. Good evening. This is Matters Arising. And please introduce yourself, tell us where you are calling from, and make a contribution. Congratulations, you are our first caller today.
Well, I'm calling from Taraba State.
Okay, go ahead.
My name is Bishop Dr. David.
Bishop, good evening.
Well, I want to greet all the gentlemen on board.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, the nation is our nation, and God loves this nation so much. But I can tell you that corruption has eaten so deep into the fabric of this nation, ranging from leadership and the common men in the society. We are trusting God that
please, can you tone down your development set a little bit, please?
All right, we are trusting God that the mercy of God will locate our nation once again.
And I say amen to that.
Amen.
We are counting on God, and we are not counting on the leadership on this nation anymore, because when we speak more to God, God is going to arrest their heart, because the heart of the king is like a river of water that God turned it in the direction that pleases the Lord. So I'm sure the cry of the people is already reaching the throne of mercy. And if everybody can go back and start doing what little they can do to bring something home for themselves and their family, that is the best for us as this nation is concerned today.
Thank you, Bishop.
We keep praying for you on board. Maybe as you speak, it will get to the ear of leadership, and they will be able to see, to go into alleviating the pain of the common man on the street.
Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you for your contribution. We are grateful. Yeah, Okechukwu, say something.
You see, the drugs that those companies were selling, manufacturing here and selling, I don't want to mention the name of anyone, but one was, the cost for one was 1,500. Then they had another one that was 800. But they left the country. From the moment they left the country, they will produce outside and bring it to the country. Right now, that one that was 800 is 2,500. The one that was 1,500 is now 5,500, because of the fact that the policy didn't suit them. They had to leave, and from outside they will produce and bring in. This is what makes way for people who want to cash in on these things. They will go out and bring fake drugs and bring them into the country, and people will die. So there is a lot that has to do with the lives of people at stake at this point in time.
Can we take another call? Hello, this is Matters Arising on KAFTAN TV. Please tell us where you are calling from and introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Abdul from Kogi State.
Okay, Abdul Karim, Kogi State. Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Make a contribution.
Yes,
Go ahead. We lost the caller, but another one is standing by. Okay.
Okay, so you see that the local manufacturers are not even being encouraged in any shape or form.
No,
that in no distant time, you will see that they will either close shop or take up the price like that one that's being imported.
Because there's no enabler.
Because there is no enablement.
There's no enablement.
Exactly.
So they buy the diesel by themselves.
Please hold that thought. Another caller is on here. Good evening. Introduce yourself and tell us where you are calling from. This is Matters Arising on KAFTAN TV. Good evening.
Yes, I'm calling from Enugu State.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Go ahead.
Okay,
the little thing I want to say is that I find out that mostly, especially in the side of agriculture, that our government is not sincere in implementing their agriculture. Oftentimes, they will promise that they will provide agri inputs. Like this year, farmers, I was surprised because CBN promised that they will dish out to farmers up to, I don't know how, about 500,000 bags of fertilizer to support farming.
Okay.
In fact, at a very cheap rate. But till now, farmers are buying it at a substantial price. And in my area, a bag is up to 15,000-20,000. Then how can a farmer, after buying these things at a very substantial price, be able to bring down the cost of his produce at the end of the harvest?
Okay.
So I find out that the government, they know what to do. I'm living in an local government. Previously, the state government normally buy tractors, give to local government for them to rent out to farmers. But since 8 years ago, cattle have died. And many people who have produced, who have cultivated a larger portion of land, is no more doing that because they cannot afford it. And there is no to get it except if you can afford buying the tractor. So if government is whatever. They can't.
Thank you. Wow.
The machineries that are needed for this agri that everybody can get, which is very costly for individuals to possess, most substance farmers to possess, they can be hiring it. So
yeah. Thank you for suggestion. Thank you for suggestion. Thank you very much. We're grateful.
Well, Reuben,
he's talking about the need to supply tractors to.
That's what I want to ask.
Every local government that will serve. But even then, in my village right now, people cannot go to farm.
Exactly.
Because of insecurity.
Very laudable proposal. But the entire length and breadth of Niger State today, farmers are not tilling the land. Why? Because of insecurity.
Now, if there is insecurity this way, and most of these states that are known to be producers of food, will not go to farm. Can't you see that by next year there will be more trouble? That's what it is.
We don't hope so. As we try this caller to make his contribution. Please introduce yourself. Where are you calling from? And make a contribution. Welcome to Matters Arising.
Okay, this is Concerned Citizen.
Concerned Citizen? Yeah,
it's a regular caller.
Yeah, a regular caller. Yeah, but you are calling from where?
Yes.
Where are you calling from?
Bayelsa.
You are calling from Bayelsa. Okay,
Bayelsa,
please go ahead. Concerned Citizens.
Yes. You see, there are factors that are hindering production. Number one is security. It's not the issue of tractor. There are levels of farming. The local farmers, can they freely go to their farm? So look at what's happening in Kaduna, Niger State and some others. People cannot even do farm. And it honestly baffles me how Kaduna and Abuja, being the seat of security in this country, and that's where the thing is deteriorating. We have Air Force, we have Land Army, we have defense and all the rest. What are the helicopters doing? Where are these bandits in the forest that they cannot go there? We have all categories of police officers. Then they tell us bandits. There's category 2 that they are doing there. They have not told us the truth. Honestly, something is happening. They know what is happening.
Thank you.
Yes. Look, I can't imagine how security will be deteriorating in Nigeria, mainly in Kaduna, Abuja, where we have the seat of security. Something is happening. So security is one of the major problems.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Fuel price, another thing. Movement is not easy in the country now.
Okay.
Not in time you can see. The leaders are flying up and down. They land at the airport and security will guide them. But how many security are guiding the individuals?
Thank you for your contribution.
Security following governors and all the rest. Not to those communities. How many security are guided in those communities? But look at how many security that guide only one man. God will judge them all. I'm telling you, God will judge them.
Thank you very much.
You know what they are gathering in this world.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
God will judge them all.
Thank you for consulting. Thank you very much. Now he's worried. Yeah, he's worried. So
this is now contributes to the seat of power.
And then, in addition, Benue State used to be the food basket of the nation. We can't call it Benue.
Food basket
because Benue is another battlefield. People don't go to farm again because of insecurity.
There are marauders who have planned to destabilize Benue, and it has remained unabated.
Yes.
So you begin to wonder why. What is the interest in Benue State for some people to come in the wee hours of the morning? People are are sleeping, unarmed, innocent, and unarmed people, hapless Nigerians sleeping, and then marauders will come in the night or wee hours of the morning in their numbers and open fire with lethal weapons and kill everybody and then cut away, disappear into thin air. And this thing has continued for over 1 decade and nothing seemed to have been done about it because there can't be any solution in sight at all. I don't understand.
Because of the fact that they signed that they don't want open grazing. That is the major thing that has made this happen like this in Benue State. And of course, the people that are being talked to, they know themselves and they don't want to listen. That's just the point. Open grazing that they have signed the law against is the major thing that is causing all this happening. But it's wrong for you not to be not to have security in your own home. If open grazing is what brings in security, please let it be done away with, so that the farmers can go and do their farm. That's the problem we have in this country. People do not want to address matters the way they are.
Yeah.
They want to paint it other colors and other connotations, if you like, from them.
You know,
just create what they don't want.
I think
that is
you're right.
One. That's number one. Again, you look at it that you've seen Concerned Citizen talk about this, and the other fellow that spoke earlier talked about it. What do we do that we don't have any form of security for the people that are supposed to have it, but the ones that are not supposed to, let me use the word, to have it, are the ones that have it all? You see, that calls for the same state police that we have talked about earlier. These are the things we need to look at. If we can't handle it from the national level, why not introduce the state police so that they can handle it from home? These are the things we need to do. Let's not just politicize everything. Yeah. Let's think about putting life of the people first before any other thing.
I think talking about politicization, Reuben, I keep saying that we are driven, as a people, we are driven by two major things: sentiment and emotions. If you remember, when Boko Haram started in Maiduguri axis, I'm from Adamawa State, it started from Maiduguri axis, it was dismissed as a mere, skirmish against certain faith and certain group of people, until it snowballed and exacerbated and became unbearable. Now, back to banditry in Zamfara area, our leaders then from the north dismissed it as, they never owned up that the perpetrators are Nigerians. They keep telling you, no, these are foreigners. These are foreigners, they came in from Mali. Today it has dawned on them that the people that are perpetrating this.
How can foreigners enter Nigeria? How can foreigners enter? Who allow them? Who is assisting them?
Like Okechukwu said, we refuse to own up. When you begin to deceive yourself and live in self-denial, then you are putting more salt into injury.
Yes. In fact, the consensus is saying that they know what they are. It's the bishop that called earlier that says that they know what is going on.
But we're praying that God will help us. The other thing, because now you mentioned Boko Haram, it reminded me of this fact that you find here that people are captured, then you take them in and help them, train them, afterwards you now bring them out and send them to as reintegrated people into the society. Remember that some time ago, last year or early this year, there was a secretary to a government in one of the states in the north who was part of the people that were reintegrated, and he was the source linking the ones inside the forest on what to do, how to come into the state, and how to destabilize the state. Why are we doing this? Can't we just be honest with ourselves? If someone has done wrong, punish the person for the wrong.
Yeah, that's right. Nigeria is endowed with a lot of potentials, but I can tell you that agriculture, before, agriculture used to be our mainstay for ENA before, but because of the oil, and we relegated agriculture to the background. Yes. Now there's a call now to revamp the agricultural sector, but even then, as we said earlier, insecurity is a problem. Now, in my village, for instance, I'm from Kogi State, somewhere deep. We call it Bagaji.
You are Okala.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not ashamed to say. Now, my people will go to the farm in the morning. They'll be competing with cows. Yeah. And the cow owners will be parading with AK-47.
Very lethal weapon.
Moving up, in fact, sometimes they even go to the market and pick whatever they want from women.
Without paying.
Without anybody challenging them. That is the extent that it has gone. So, to talk about agriculture is possible, but insecurity is the hindrance.
Okay, Reuben, let me tell you, if you have read, I know you are a reader, if you have read the book written by Lee Kuan Yew, the father of modern Singapore, how he, removed cattle from the main city when he took over reins of governance from the British in 1965. He said he was sitting down in his office and he looked through the window, he saw cattle rearers, and he now convened a council meeting and told them that, let's give these people ultimatum. Two things will be done. If you violate and you breach the ultimatum, your cattle will be seized, they'll be slaughtered, and be shared to people. I mean, the downtrodden, people in need. Yes. And then you'll go to jail. And then, a cattle rearer, did violate the laid down rules. And he was meted that punishment.
That's right.
And it became, they didn't enact any law. They just demonstrated leadership.
Yeah.
And that is just it.
Justice.
Here we are. Someone from Benue State had, attempted to bring a bill that will make cattle rearing a business for the creation of ranches. His proposal was filibustered by northern senators. I don't want to mention their names, but they rose in vehemence against that bill.
Why?
I don't understand. Do you want cattle to be reared in the streets of Abuja eating flowers?
That is it now. You go to any part of Abuja now, you see cattle.
The real trails of cow dungs.
I don't understand. In the federal capital, you see cows moving anyhow.
Incidentally,
I don't understand.
Incidentally, talk about the health of these cattle you see. These ones that are in ranches are healthier, far healthier than the others. These ones that are in ranches are the ones that will give you the milk you need, effective, good milk that will help.
You're right.
So when you're even doing ranching, you're making yourself 10 times richer and healthier than doing this thing that we see.
I think some people see it as an affront.
Look at Britain.
These are age-long culture and tradition. They are coming overnight to denigrate it and desecrate it and stop us from doing it. I don't also understand. Like you said, Okechukwu, you cannot compare a bull that has been sedentary bull in one place, being fed, being administered to by veterinary doctors, with the one that treks from Kano to Ebonyi. Exposed to the vagaries of weather for days, for years. You cannot compare even the quality of the meat, the quality of the milk, and the revenue that you can generate when you eventually sell off.
We have a caller here. Let's see what happens. Hello. This is Matters Arising, Captain TV. Please introduce yourself and reduce the volume of your TV. Please, first of all, reduce the volume of your It's gone off.
Close the caller, okay.
Yeah. Okay, you were saying something.
Yes, because when we look at these things this way, it's better. Let nobody think that we are speaking against him or her. What we're saying is, what can we do? It's the economy we're talking about. What can we do to make the economy of the land better?
Exactly.
With these things put in place, the economy will be far better and reach higher than whatever you can imagine. And health is wealth, is it not? When you take good care of these things and they become very healthy, of course, we get better. After all, hospitals in Nigeria are not wonderful. Not to talk of now that there is no money. When you go to the general hospitals, you pay for everything that happens there. Anything that happens, you must pay for it. And it's not their fault. The money is not there.
This is Matters Arising from Captain TV, Abuja. I think we should go on break shortly. We'll be back shortly to continue the discussion. Don't go away.
Thank you. Say on KAFTAN TV, imagine a beautiful world. We're not just bragging, we know our onions in the world of broadcasting. One of our outlets to express ourselves to the world is our flagship program, Matters Arising. Join veteran broadcaster Reuben Okala and our crack team live.
And they give us a high price, and we just say, Nigeria, are we ready?
As I said earlier, the lyrics is up, talking about the old new national.
On KAFTAN TV, StarTimes channel 480 and 124, as well as NIGCOMSAT frequency 12518, symbol rate 29500, every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. live. You can join the conversation by calling this phone number 0802-993-8365. It's dramatic and insightful. Don't miss it. Please join us.
It's dramatic and insightful. This is still Matters Arising on KAFTAN TV, Abuja. The 6 governors of the southwest states of Nigeria under the auspices of the Southwest Governors Forum recently met in Lagos, where they discussed issues about the development of the region. Governors Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Lagos, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, Ondo, Dapo Abiodun, Ogun, Seyi Makinde, Oyo, Ademola Adeleke, Osun, and Biodu Oyebanji, Ekiti, attended the meeting. At the meeting, the governors unanimously and officially adopted a song as the Yoruba anthem for the region. The adoption of the new Yoruba anthem has continued to generate reactions from stakeholders in the region. While some see it as misplaced priority, others see it as a good step toward the realization of the regional government, of which the Southwest has been in the forefront. Gentlemen, a few weeks ago, it was the new old national anthem, and now we're singing the new old national anthem now. And here comes another one from our brothers from the Southwest.
Well, Reuben, first of all, what is an anthem? An anthem is a piece of music specially designed to give people a sense of patriotism and pride. So that is the definition of an anthem. So people are free, tribes are free to couch or design their own ethnic or tribal anthem, as you may choose to call it. Now let's put it in perspective within a context. These 6 governors convened a meeting, and they rose from that meeting adopting an existing tribal or ethnic anthem that was largely not being used. First of all, it may interest viewers to know that it was Chief Obafemi Awolowo, when the sage, as is fondly referred to by Nigerians, the sage, he was the one that wrote that Yoruba anthem when he was the leader of the UPN, Unity Party of Nigeria, in the 60s, and handed it over to Robert Ogunde. Robert Ogunde can be said to be, he was an artist. He can be said to be the father of a
veteran musician.
Veteran, movie producer.
Okay, yeah.
Just going on, when he was the leader of the Action Group.
Of the Action Group.
Action Group, okay.
Exactly. Yeah, when he was the
Thank you for that correction.
Yes, he later on became the leader of UPN. And then Ogunde now set it to music. He added melody to the anthem.
The lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics. He added music to it. And Afenifere, wherever they gather, that is the first thing they will play. Even Yoruba Tennis Club, that's the first thing they will play.
Please, can you put that up?
Okay.
Oh, it's gone off.
And now, there are tribes that have their own tribal anthem, like Ame Bachamaman. We have what we call Kawato.
See the first line for us.
Oh, that's right. And it has this revolutionary fervor.
Okay.
And when any Bachama man from the Boate race, he hears the song being rendered.
Okay.
He is moved. He has this warrior, feelings about the song. So it brings that sense of pride and patriotism from those that own that that anthem. And then, like I said, Fenifere has been using it for over 60 years now. And the United mostly adopted it so that they will be using it. Of course, many people, believe.
So I would ask, if there's an event now, which one comes first?
No,
the regional anthem or the national anthem?
They will recite both. They will start with the national anthem,
okay,
and then recite the tribal anthem. That's what we do in my place.
Okay.
But it has, in fact, it has opened a new vista of conversation in the polity, because many people will be asking, like I know, there are controversies already, rearing their ugly heads. Some are saying it is inauspicious. Some are saying, in what way does it provide food on the table? Like the national anthem.
Yeah, okay.
In what way does it pay school fees? In what way will it pay medical bills and whatnot?
But we're talking about patriotism here.
We're talking about tribal patriotism. You know, something, it's a symbol, it's symbolic.
Yeah.
Just like national flag.
The argument is that it's coming right now when we're talking about rising cost of things. People want to see, what am I going to eat today? And then you're talking about a rise of compatriot.
The fact that people are hungry does not preclude the fact that
you have to be patriotic.
You have to go back home and revive those cultures and traditions that seem to be going extinct.
Well, I must say, I must say that the anthem has been with them for a long time, just as you mentioned. I remember sometime in 2012, when there was a national program, and I was the compere or the master of ceremonies or the moderator of the program. And I got to the place, it was held in Ekiti State. And when we got there, we sang the national anthem, and after that, it wasn't in the program that we would sing the state anthem, because it was called the state anthem.
State anthem,
yes.
Okay.
But incidentally, the commissioner...
So the state has its own anthem.
That's
too.
it.
Yes.
So the commissioner for information then said, no, that they must sing the state anthem. We said, okay, let's take it. But by the time they gave us the sheet of paper that had the state anthem, there were either 4 or 5 stanzas.
Yeah.
Then myself, as the moderator of the program, said, please, can we take just the first and the last, or first and second?
Did they allow you?
Anyone you would like. Remember, when we did the national anthem, we sang just
one verse.
Yes. But then, they accepted what I said and got up and started to sing the state anthem. Finished it.
The six stanzas?
Yes, they finished it. And I was saying, when they did the first and second, I said, okay, for me to start talking, they just ignored me. I went on doing that. They were so passionate about it, especially the commissioner himself. You see, what I am saying is, even the passion displayed by that commissioner and people over the state anthem was not, I mean, cannot be compared with what was shown when the national anthem was taken. So what I'm saying is, if we want to do this, after all, schools, almost every school has its own anthem.
As a matter of fact, it is compulsory that any public gathering, the national anthem must be chorused.
Yes. Now, you see what I'm saying is that let's not trivialize the national anthem over because of the state anthem, or even now the regional anthem. If we can do both, it's okay, but make sure you respect both effectively. That's the thing. Then that's number one. Number two, please, before you come in.
Number two, before we go to number two.
Okay.
Let's take this caller. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Matters Arising. Please introduce yourself, tell us where you're calling from, and make your contribution quickly.
I'm calling from Kaduna State.
Okay, please go ahead. Your name again?
My name is Titus John.
Okay, Mr. John.
Go ahead. Go ahead with your
I
comment.
remember when I was a child, I used to see some institution of production like the companies, government-owned companies, of course. For instance, the steel rolling mills, especially Jakuta steel rolling mills. Then the Jos steel rolling mills, which used to have ministers. And of course, the Peugeot companies, the Peugeot companies and the textile industries.
Okay.
And what have you. Then the Michelin tires, all have gone. Even our railway lines, which used to be a lucrative means of transport, they are almost folded up. So I think the oil boom should be a blessing. Using the oil money now to strengthen our industries could go a long way where other countries too can depend on, even Nigeria. I remember I heard from other people saying that Nigeria, Africa especially, could field other nations, even the West, through agricultural produce. So, Babangida had done a good job by establishing the technical school. Let's enhance them, empower them technologically, so that we can produce other machineries. If Ajakuta Steel Ruling Mill is empowered, I think steel should be a bedrock for technological advancement.
Thank you.
While giving that company. I rest my case.
Okay, thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you.
Okay, Okechukwu, you are in your number 2 of your submission. Go ahead.
Yes. And of course, it has to do not with this thing that this man has
Yeah,
done.
but it took us back to the economy.
Yes,
okay.
yes,
But we are talking about the anthem of Yorubas.
Now, so what I'm saying is, now that we have this, very soon, because this is Nigeria, you will hear the northern states getting to have their own anthem, the eastern states getting to have their own anthem, like other things. Like, remember, we had what do you call it? Something DC for the South.
NEDC, NDDC and AE.
NDDC.
We had Development Commission.
Yes, we had NDDC.
Niger Delta Development
Commission. Not long after, we had NEDC. We started having all of them. That the final one, the last one, is one that they're not trying to give Southeast Development Commission. Why do we have to do this?
No, you know. Okay, sorry to cut you. You know why it can't work like that? Mm-hmm. The reason why the Yorubas will have a smooth cell, their anthem will have a smooth cell, is because of their homogeneity.
Mm-hmm. Okay, exactly.
They are almost monolithic.
Exactly.
Because they have one common language. What divides
even though with little
and it's a thin line of divide, and they don't take faith
as a problem.
That's a problem.
That's right.
So, but
kudos to the Yorubas.
Unlike Northeast, where I come from, in Adamawa alone, we have 85 ethnic groups. Most of the tribes don't have
85 in Adamawa.
Yes. We cannot, as Bachama people, impose our own anthem on other tribes. So it cannot work. We cannot have a regional anthem. It's not just possible.
Yeah.
But the Yorubas, the Igbos can have, if they so desire to have, because why? They are monolithic. They are even more homogeneous because they have 95% one common faith and a common, language, or with dialectical inflections.
Yes.
With just dialectical inflections.
Igbos, Okechukwu are Igbo. I don't know. I don't have your anthem cannot fly because it was originally composed by, being piloted by IPOP, which is now outlawed. So, so design a new one that has to do with the unity of the Igbos. Don't you think so?
It's okay to design anyone, but what I'm saying is, I'm not even after getting to have it. What I'm saying is, let's think of the better things we can do to make this country a better place.
It doesn't stop us from doing whatever.
No? But if you want us to have anthems, let the people that will compose anthems go on. But may these not be the things that will distract us from facing the real
issues of life.
Yes, to get the economy of the land.
Do you know why it's generating so much heat?
The other is
because they made it public.
Yes.
There are other tribes that we have an we are found in Cameroon.
And then they travel all the way to Lagos to make it a big deal.
Then the question, is regional, whatever it is, So are we? That is, as someone can ask, are we now beginning to think of having regional governments? I remember someone that used to be a senator, but he's still a senator because once a senator, always a senator. He has said, some people are thinking...
He's not a serving senator.
Yeah, he's not a serving senator.
Okay.
He has said some people are thinking of going back to regional government. Is that the kind of...
No, there are agitations for reversal to regional governments.
Yes. So this one, I think it will be great if you have regional governments and you're now singing for your region. That's it.
There are precursors.
Yes, because of what you mentioned. Yes,
precursor to the.
But what I'm after is, if we're doing this, let the Southeast wake up and start very effectively working on palm oil. That is what we were known for before now. And remember that Taiwan and some other countries, they came to Malaysia in particular, came to Igbo land to pick kernels to go and start what has made them about the best and the highest exporters of palm oil.
Can we take this call?
Okay, go ahead.
Matters arising on Captain TV.
Hello?
Please introduce yourself, tell us where you are calling from, and go ahead with your contribution. Please turn down the volume of your set, please.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead. Introduce yourself. Tell us where you are calling from, and fire on.
Yes, from the discussion on national item, regional item.
Okay.
When we are playing the ostrich, we should go back to what happened immediately after the independence.
Where are you calling from, please?
And also after the Civil War.
What's the name?
We learned that immediately somebody graduated either from technical school or university. Jobs are waiting for such graduates. But the ideology is we have many graduates, even as far to professor's level, but we should go back to the drawing root. You see, we should stop playing the ostrich, pretending that all is well, whereas all are not well. What I said is that we have resources, both human and natural. The idea of regional anthem or no regional anthem is not the solution to Nigeria's economic problem.
Yeah.
If you go back to the last 4 years of Buhari regime, the present World Trade Organization's president, that is Professor Okojo, told Nigeria that we should go into technological development economy. But today it has not been like the last speaker from Abuja. It's not by parroting words. But we need action. Because Nigerians are very good, particularly our leaders. They are very good in policy formulation, but implementation is nothing to write home about.
That's the problem.
So the issue of national anthem is not the idea, but let's come and sanitize our hearts. And that's my case here.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Even though you didn't tell us your name and where you are calling from.
Yes, I'm Mr. John calling from Ajakuta.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you very much.
That's why it was good.
Unemployment is because of this insecurity in the country.
Okay, you have made your point. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay.
So that's where I was going to. Talking about having it. As I mentioned the Southeast with the oil, palm oil. Then we all used to know the Southwest with cocoa. That's why we had cocoa house.
That's right.
And
in the north,
granite pyramids in the
exactly.
north. Get these things back. Sing any song you want to sing, but get these things back.
Be singing and be farming.
Yes, let's see. I mean, people that are hungry, suffering, and the people you are asking to start singing all these things. I'm not against any of it, but please, let's have food on the table for everybody.
I think there's crisis already brewing amongst the same Yoruba groups. And some of them are saying, because in the lyrics there is Omo Odua. So they are saying Omo Odua should be replaced with Omo Yoruba.
Okay.
Because not all Yorubas are descendants of Odudua.
Okay.
There are descendants of Obatala and there are descendants of Oranfe descendants. Oranfe, Obatala, and Odua. But you chose only to insert Omo Odua in the lyrics. So there are, complaints here and there that already is generating heat within the politics. Like you said, my concern is that it is inappropriate, it is preposterous, it is inauspicious time. It is also misplaced priority because that is not the priority for now, like Okechukwu said.
Okay, I think let's begin to wind down now. And Okechukwu, let's have your. Okay, I was going to tell you to give us your last thought, but there's a caller. let's attend to him or her.
It's their show.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us where you're calling from. Introduce yourself and make a contribution quickly.
for Taraba State.
Okay. And your name?
My name is Ephraim.
Ephraim, go ahead.
Yes, I love the way you are talking. I want to communicate about this national anthem. National anthem have anything to do with the economic problem that we are facing in Nigeria, except to contribute or to bring more problem to us. Because if every tribe now starts to bring out their own national anthem too, because of what President did. Yes, even like myself, I have my own national on my tribe, but it does not contribute anything to we. Now, how do you know anything to do with Nigeria problem? What Nigeria we're facing is not about national anthem, or it's about national, regional, something.
Okay.
Let God help us. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution.
Yeah.
Okechukwu, we're about running off now, so let's have your final thought.
All I'm after is let there be food for the common man, because the way the prices of things are going up, I don't know if it's possible for the federal government to distribute money to people so they'll be able to buy things. I mean, let them do, because this one I hear they're doing now is not even enough. They just pick one person from one local government, pick another person from one person. I mean, you've not done anything. Let's work on getting to have security, then getting to have food security, and that way things will work out well for us. Again, fuel scarcity, fuel price should be brought down to help people. If not,
and electricity tariff too.
Electricity tariff. Let the CNG vehicles come on stream as soon as possible. Thank you.
Your final thought?
Well, President Tinubu met with governors day before yesterday, and he did promise that 10 billion naira will be given to every state for CNG. And on the regional anthem, I still maintain that it is preposterous. It is inauspicious at this point in time, because it is not the priority, and I think it is a reflection of lack of sensitivity and lack of empathy on the part of our leaders to prioritize regional anthem, for 6 governors to move to Lagos to converge so that they would discuss and adopt a regional anthem in the midst of groaning, in the midst of suffering, in the midst of despondency. That, we have this logjam between labor and government. They are not talking about that. They are talking about their own anthem. I don't know what to say.
But what I would say to that is that we can have the two. Let's be singing and be going to the farm, so that when we're at the farm, we can say, Nigeria, we hail thee. I hold the native land. And then we'll be cultivating and we sing the national anthem. I think it will help us in this country. Well. This is the size of our package tonight on Matters Arising. We say thank you, our esteemed viewers and callers, for making the program interactive. On behalf of the production team, my name is Reuben Okala, saying good night and see you next time.
My name is Maucauley Hunohashi. Thanks for being there. We don't take it for granted. Bye-bye.
Okechukwu Onubogu here. Thanks for being there for us.
And as we say on KAFTAN TV, imagine a beautiful world.